Somebody else will probably love the hell out of it. I had decided before I left that I was going to probably sell that camera. We were contemplated between Savannah, Georgia and St. Augustine, Florida. It's an hour to St. Augustine roughly, and it's about 2 hours roughly to Savannah. It's 1:22 in the afternoon, and super, oh, I need to get gas, that's super important. I decided that I was going to record a video about my Leica, which is right here. I'll show you. This is a Type 109. It's about, I don't know, probably an 11-year-old, 12-year-old camera, somewhere in there. I haven't used it near enough. And I want somebody to get it that will use it, a lot, because Leicas are not affordable. It would cost as much as buying current, pretty decent, mid-range mirrorless cameras. So I tend to really enjoy my Canon gear. I've used a lot of other stuff. I've used Nikon, Sony, Fuji, but I tend to grab my Canon gear, and it's a shame I don't use it near enough. I had a Fuji X100 series camera that was my straight camera. I sold that actually on an earlier episode, funny enough. I sold that thinking that I would replace it with something else, and then I remembered that I had this Leica. Like, that's how little I used it. I started using it, and I tried to go out and do some street photography, and it was just the wrong time of year and the wrong locations and stuff. And then I tried to take it on various little trips with me, and it ended up just sitting in my truck because I was grabbing my Canon gear, because a lot of my trips involve more of a long range lens setup, and this is not that. Although this does have basically a 24 to 75 equivalent lens on it. For those that don't know, I just did a trip around the United States with my wife, not by choice. We were kind of forced to. There's a long story behind it, but essentially we had to go back to Oregon, which is where we're from, and deal with some stuff, and then come back. Along the way, I decided, or we decided, I should say, that we should hit up some national parks, and I used the Leica a little bit more, and I still didn't reach for it most of the time. And I looked at the pictures when I got back. I was like, dang, I should have used that way more. My wife took some pictures on it. She took some pictures of me. And I took some pictures with it. Like I said earlier, I really want to make sure somebody gets this great camera and uses it. I'm due to get the new camera here pretty soon. I don't know what it's going to be. My main camera needs like sensor cleaning, and it needs some maintenance to it. My backup camera works great, but it's not as fast as I want it to be for wildlife stuff. But for like portraits and stuff like that, it's great. So I'll keep that camera probably for a long time. I don't know, forever. But my R5, which is my main camera, like I said, it just needs some maintenance. I've used the heck out of it. Like, probably used it more than most people use cameras, period. And I don't know what the shutter count is on the sensor, but it's probably up there. Like I said, probably getting close to due for a new camera. I don't know if I will be able to afford, another R5, or now they have the R5 Mark II. The Leica's gotta go, and it's gotta go because I'm just not using it, and it's not fair to somebody that maybe has always wanted a Leica, couldn't afford a brand new one, or maybe a collector or somebody that really collects vintage digital cameras. This is a good one. It's but a little hesitant to sell it, but man on my word, I told my wife that I was going to sell it when I got back, and that's the plan. So today, long story short, my wife and I are going to drive down to St. Augustine, and we're going to do some street photography, which is what I bought the camera for originally anyway. And we are going to just have the last day with the Leica. It's got this really nice leather case. Got 2 batteries. I think I have 3 batteries, but I'm not sure where the third's at. So somebody will probably just get 2 batteries. It's got the charger, the lens. Like I said, it's equivalent to a 24 to 75 roughly, and it goes down to 1.7 aperture, really for doing street photography and stuff like that. That's on it. Somebody else will probably love the hell out of it. A really nice screen on the back. Got a viewfinder, all manual controls at the top, but you could also set it on auto if you wanted to. Leica was always one of those camera brands they would charge a premium for. So back in the day, it was probably around $2,000. You know, even if it was a little cheaper than that, which I'll do some research, I'll put up here. You were paying for the name. You still pay for the name. Their craftsmanship is great. It doesn't matter what brand, what style of camera, whether you're doing like rangefinders or modern mirrorless, or you're doing, whatever. It doesn't really matter. Nobody can tell what you took that with. Nobody can tell, that was definitely taken with, a Mamiya camera, or that was taken with, this or that. Nowadays, with modern technology, I wouldn't be able to tell you if you shot it with Canon, Nikon, Sony, or vintage camera if you take a good picture. Having said that, if you purchase really nice gear, whether that be Leica, which is definitely top tier, or you go with more of like a working professional setup, like a Canon, Sony, or Nikon, or you go with kind of the like a knockoff like Fuji. And I know a lot of people hate me for saying that, and that's because they're trying to have that same vibe, that same feel. At the end of the day, nobody knows what you took that picture with. Go out and take good pictures and concentrate on that. But if you're like me, you buy nice or you buy twice. A lot of times I'll buy nice and then not utilize the gear to its full potential, and then I try and make an executive decision. Get rid of it. And that could be with anything. I probably sound like a Canon fanboy, but I've sold a lot of my Canon gear over the years. And I have a lot of Canon gear that I'm going to sell. I'm just going to record me shooting and doing some stuff. And then, yeah, this is the last day with Leica. Not sad we'll buy another Leica in the future. I do have some lots that, some itches that might need to be scratched, I guess is a good way to say it. But some of the newer Leica stuff, I'm definitely interested in. The Hasselblad stuff, I'm very interested in. But they're charged a premium because of the name Hasselblad. Just like the Leica, it's kind of a premium product. I'll resist the temptation of buying another brand that has a bunch of removable lenses, because that starts getting very expensive. Anyway, stay tuned. We got a lot coming. See ya. We do have our pass. We can get right into this. Yeah. The fort. Fort. All right. I wish I knew this camera better. So obviously once we get up to kind of touristy area, I want to do some street photography and stuff, but there's these lions right up here across the street. I want to get the picture of those, but there's actually lions all over. Like there's obviously the lions on the bridge, since it's called the Bridge of Lions. And I guess all throughout St. Augustine, there's lions. It's kind of the theme, so I don't know. There's this little pirate ship's kind of cool. There's always artists around here doing different paintings and stuff like that. What the heck? A sniper shot right there. Did you take a picture? Just of the trolley, like from the road. Nice to get these cobblestone streets. Unfortunately, this time of day it's so bright that I probably won't get the most impressive pictures in the world, but it's the last day with the Leica, so I gotta use it. Never seen this gallery open ever. Stop and pasta real quick, since we're right here. Maybe that David guy I know is here, I don't know. Alright, thanks. Hi, howdy. Hi, how are you? Good. Just in the neighborhood. Thought I'd stop in and say hi to you guys. Hey, how's it going? Oh, good. It was a long trip. We did get to see a bunch of national parks. I took some really cool pictures. We went to Yellowstone, and we're only there for like 8 hours, so I didn't get to really delve into the photography side of it that I wanted to. I got some cool stuff, but anyway, you guys have a good one. Yeah, have a good day. Oops, sorry. Oh, pardon me. You gotta put yourself out there. You know, if you're gonna do anything artistic and you want to make money out of it, you gotta put yourself out there. Otherwise, all the equipment and time spent learning and everything else really is for nothing. So, trying to, do as I say, you know? Love these old oak trees. If there was a better composition right here, I'd love to take some pictures of that, but maybe through here. This is a cool shot. Alright. I'll go through here. Sounds good. So I'm kind of off my game when it comes to shooting with camera like this, because my first go-to, since it does have a zoom, is to zoom in and not do the wide stuff. But most people with a fixed lens are gonna do more of a wide angle, and they get close-ups. It's because they're actually close up, but I'm still like, oh, that's got a zoom. And really, that's not the beauty of this small camera. Is you should just be snapping what you see kind of at the angle of your eyesight, I think, you know? We're hoping that we could capture some, like, action, somebody doing something here, you know? Alright. So I think the time of day that it is here, it's gonna be a little rough to get some really epic stuff, you know, partially because the lighting and just the time that people are here, but I'm gonna keep my eyes open here and try to capture something. He's great. Well, a lot of people get all up in arms, like if you take a picture of somebody that appears to be homeless or disenfranchised by some matter, but honestly, like if you're in the public streets and people are displaying any behavior in the public like that, this is just documentation. You know, it's a lot of people try to be politically correct and say, oh, you can't do that. You absolutely can do it, but you should do it tastefully and discreetly. You know, I just one of those things. I think that part of photography is documenting real life. You know, it shouldn't be orchestrated. It should be, you know, the real thing. The other thing that people frown upon, and I hold on. The other thing that people frown upon is like if you take pictures of children, and I actually do try not to take a lot of pictures of children because I'm a father as well, and I wouldn't want some stranger taking a picture of my kids. But if they're doing something that is very unique and extraordinary, you know, take a picture of it. All right. So for the most part, what I'm doing here is shooting kind of an auto on here. I don't really want to do a lot of thinking, and light is pretty harsh right now, so I don't want to constantly be trying to dumb it down, and we'll see how good the dynamic range works in this type of lighting. So ultimately, I don't want the people in here, and I could do one of two things. If I do a long exposure, I could do that, or I can use Photoshop to just clone them out, which is what I'll do. It's also one of those things that, especially like with street photography, if you use Photoshop to remove anything or whatever, people get all up in arms about it, but it's your art form, so you should be able to do what you want. I don't see any difference between doing that with a digital photo or the stuff that Ansel Adams would have done in the darkroom. But go up, go down. We can go up here too. Okay. Jump on. I wish that there was more activity. It's a Monday, so there's not a whole lot going on. And one thing I miss about this camera is, for as old as it is, it's really fast. Like it can shoot a lot of frames a second for a little point and shoot camera. Not sure if those will turn out or not, but could be interesting. It's the USB nothing reached out to the rest of the bump house. Oh, sorry, the dump house. Sorry, bacon. Hey, oh yeah, see, do not feed alligators. So maybe they come and go. You know, maybe there's some hens fun there. There's a little bird right there, little green heron. Don't point at me. one hibiscus. There's a graveyard right there. It's really popular. People are dying to get in there. Pretty. It's cool. There's a mud puddle here. If I could get somebody... You talking about that one right there? Yeah. If I could get somebody walking the right way. Well, last one looks like you look complete. That's what I got. Right? People see you trying to take a picture, and you get two types of people. People that want to ruin your picture by stepping into it, and people that think that you're trying to get a picture of them and trying to step out of it. Yeah? And so, depending on what you want, you can get screwed either way. Well, I don't think I gave the old Leica its best last day, but gave it my all. Alright, so we are leaving St. Augustine. I kind of feel like I got skunked a little bit. Not a whole lot going on down here. I mean, usually when I come down here, I can't even find a parking spot. I had no problem finding a parking spot today. I should have known at that moment that it was not going to really go in the direction I wanted it to go. For being the last day with my Leica, where I go out and shoot with it, I don't feel like I'm getting justice with that camera, but it serves me right because I've had it for quite a while and I just wasn't using it like I said earlier. So yeah, I guess today is par for the course. You know, if you don't use something and then expect it to just be magic when you do use it, you probably have the wrong expectations, and I definitely did. And ultimately, I think somebody else is going to get a lot of use out of this camera, and it is really nice. It's, you know, hopefully I got a few shots today that I could throw up and show you what it's capable of. We went at the worst possible time of the day, and there wasn't a whole lot going on, so I don't know if there's anything that's, you know, photo worthy or not. I guess we'll see in the editing process. But now I'm recording with my iPhone and my Meta glasses. My wife recorded me with our DJI Osmo Pocket 3. Kind of did the walkie-talkie thing where just walked around and talked about my thoughts. I didn't talk a lot about my thoughts on the camera itself, which I'll do right now. The form factor of the camera is really nice. It's small. It was like 12 megapixels, so it's right at that point where I think cameras were really decent. You could get some 16 by 20 prints off of that. It didn't look bad. You could, you know, crop in a little bit if you wanted to. It didn't degrade the image too much, and I am shocked. I guess we'll know for sure when I edit the few pictures that I have taken today. I'll be shocked if they don't turn out like decent quality, because the last time I did some editing, I was shocked that it was so good. So I doubt that was a fluke, and I doubt that's a fluke. You know, I think the quality is just there. I think Leica built a nice camera, and there was another version of this made by Panasonic that was a little cheaper, and it's basically the same camera without the Leica name. Those you could still buy fairly cheap, I think, on the open market. But once you have that Leica name on it, it kind of, spikes that price up. People love that little red dot. I have never really cared, if it worked, it worked. If it didn't, it didn't. And, like many other photographers, I'll see somebody out with a Leica, and I'm like, oh, they must be a doctor or a lawyer or something. Because Leicas are usually not real cheap. This camera is not super expensive, even when it was brand new. It wasn't crazy expensive. It just had a little premium because of the name, but it's not a powerhouse. It was just a good working camera, and it's still a good working camera. So I hope whoever gets it really takes it out and pushes it to its limits and uses it until it breaks, go till the wheels fall off, Anyway, I'll probably tune out. I might tune back in. We do have about an hour drive, and get some more thoughts, but for now, I think that it's getting its send-off. Maybe not the proper send-off, but for me, it'll be the send-off to ensure that I don't need to keep it. Somebody else can get it enjoyed. Somebody that lives in a busy place like New York or Chicago or LA or something can use it for street photography. Really have a really good camera for that.